As Hulk Hogan's career clearly goes downhill, there are plenty who have felt some type of way for a long minute. And with that, we turn to Mick Foley. First, here's what Hogan said of Mankind and his work ethic.
I would probably say I've trained more in the last week than Mick Foley's trained in 30 years. You know, I went ahead while Mick Foley was sleeping and eating cheeseburgers and M&Ms. I was in the gym working out. I work out 2 hours a day. I've been doing it for 30 years. It depends on where you want to be. The early bird ain't no worm. I mean, when these guys are sleeping, I'm training. When these guys are driving at night sometimes and partying, whatever, I'll go back home and I'll train. It all depends on how much respect you have for yourself. Now, nothing against Mick Foley. I didn't have to prostitute my body and throw myself, you know, over the coals into the fire and the glass to make $1. I decided to train and go another way.
Pretty low, don't you think? But for Hogan, it's par for the course. Here was Foley's response.
I think he's never wrestled with me. I think if you ask guys like The Rock and guys like Stone Cold, if I was in shape when I wrestled them, if you ask Shawn Michaels, was I in shape when I put in 27 minutes with him in 1996, I think they'd say I was in deceptively good shape. I'm not trying to excuse myself, because part of the reason I retired earlier than I should have is all the damage that the extra weight may have done to my knees and back, and that cost me. But for Hulk Hogan to say that, I think is a lie. And I think it's kind of cruel. And I think if Hulk Hogan were to have wrestled me in his career, that he would sound more or less like a whiny girl in a porno film saying, not so fast and not so hard, because he didn't like the contact.
Let's pause here. Remember the clip we showed last week where The Undertaker told the story of how Hogan played him? Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
He goes, hey, kid, can I talk to you, right? So he's telling me, he goes, hey, I got this neck injury. He says, I'm really nervous about taking your finish. And I was like, Hulk, believe me. I said, I will protect you. I pride myself on not hurting people. And I promise you, I will have you so tight that there's no way possible that you're going to hurt your neck. So, with that, we went on about our business. Every point during the day, I'd pass him in the hall or whatnot, I'd get remember about my neck, right? So that's all I got all day was my neck. So we go into the finish. Flair comes down, slides the chair down. I pick him up. And when I tell you I had the brother secure, he was secure. Boom. I give him the tombstone. As soon as my knees hit, I hear, oh. You got me, brother. Like you have all these, I'm 20, I was 24, 25 years old. And, I just crushed Hulk Hogan, right? That's what's going through my head. Like, they gave me this opportunity. They gave me the chance to run with the ball, and I just hurt the golden goose.
And remember how Taker was really a young pup in the sport at this time?
I go backstage, and I was asking, where's Hulk at, right? And he's always laying on Vince's office floor. So I go in there, he's laid out on the floor. He's carrying on, and I'm going in to check on him, but then here come the paramedics and stuff. So here, me and kayfabe, right? So I go behind a wall with Shane. Me and Shane are behind the wall, and I'm having to, listen to, can you feel this? Can you do that? And then I hear somebody get my wife and kids on the phone. I'm like, so you can only imagine, right?
And thus, after his acting job was complete, Taker would smoothly confront Hogan and learn everything he needed to know.
I got to San Antonio, and I was like, Terry, I watched it back. Your head never hit. He's like, well, brother, what it was you had me so tight that when we came down, I had nowhere to move. And that's what jammed my neck, because I couldn't move at all.
You were too tight. Seatbelt was on too tight. Got it.
It was too tight. And at that point, then I was like, okay. Then I knew, I was like, okay. I kind of realized, okay, I know what you're all about. And that's all I needed.
Thus, Foley saying Hogan didn't like contact certainly fits a theme, doesn't it?
So the reason I'm out early and he's around there when he's 49 years old is because I put out and I gave people their money's worth. He did in a different way. He was a great entertainer. But at the same time, you didn't have to apologize to your friends for watching a Mick Foley match. And sometimes, I know when I was on the Larry King show and they were watching Hulk in action, it was embarrassing for me to be considered to be in that same profession as he was, because his stuff was so obviously weak. So, and I'm taking that out. It's a little aggression that I wouldn't normally say, but yeah, that's pretty brutal stuff for a guy of his magnitude.
I think it's very clear when we look back at Hulk Hogan's career why so many wrestlers left these like receipts for us to take in. It's because clearly they felt some type of way about how he conducted his business. And it's not even just when they're performing and wrestling against each other and doing promos and whatnot. It seems like as well the way that he conducted himself outside of the office per se, or outside of a venue. There are going to be so many more stories that come about. But the fact that I haven't even got to other wrestlers who have gone on the record going after Hulk Hogan, there is a reason why. Jesse the Body Ventura spoke out about how Hulk Hogan ruined unionization amongst their workforce. It's because he probably did many more things that rub people the wrong way. And it doesn't even seem this is controversial to say. From Mick Foley, if I'm going to be very blunt about this as well, like Mick Foley basically giving his 2 cents, but not trying to completely go after Hulk. That was my sense of this. But to also see from many others who have weighed in on the topic shows that man's character. And as Kevin Nash, who even spoke out on this, said, it wasn't about him doing the whole RNC. It's what has gone into his career. In my view, the shtick is over. It has nothing to do with political beliefs because, as I said in a previous video, and as Kaz said in a previous video, if it was about political beliefs, The Undertaker would be booed mercilessly. And he hosted Donald Trump on his show. So which one is it, guys? Because what I feel like the Hulk stands are going for is the low-hanging fruit in this entire equation. When really, they're not seeing the reality. That there are so many who are completely turned off by what this man has done. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.